All right, so you can see the reaction to the news. Crude oil coming out, your initial reaction, stabbing up to here, possibly setting a range. We can kind of assume that we're in this range right here unless we break out of it. That's what we'll be looking for here. See what happens. A lot could happen in the next minute and 15 seconds. It is breaking out. So now let's see what happens. Is it going to hit 70? Wouldn't it be nice to grab a trade where we can catch a full dollar of movement on a trailer? That hasn't happened in a while. It used to happen all the time with crude. I don't remember the last time I've seen that. A dollar trailer. Well, let's see. You can see a nice rally as a result of the news event, and we're kind of just sitting here waiting, but that's okay. So this trade here is going for 10 ticks. It went 9. Technically, we can get in sync, but in my opinion, I don't like to get a trade that misses money management by 1 tick. But we got 10 seconds to go, and now a white trade. That might be the trade we end up with at 68.19, and it is 68.19. I mean, I guess you can get in sync with that green trade if you're trying to trade both. That would have been pretty hard to do. The white trade's still valid unless you're in that green trade. Stop on the white trade is 36. It may cancel if we get another close above. And it did. Now we have a green trade, this time at 33. You got a high at 32. So 33 is the long trade, and the short trade is canceled at 19.
Order filled.
Make sure you cancel it. And the green trade did trigger in, targeting 47. And money management reached.
Order filled.
And then stopping out at money management. So now we have to wait for another trade. If you did get in sync with the earlier green trade, it would have been tricky, but it did hit its targets. It would have been a good move. But again, hard to get the short trade placed and the long trade. Now we have a new short at 29.
Order filled.
Looks like it's triggering short. Stops at 46. Let's hope that it starts to go down from here. The target now is at 12, and money management is at 18. So let's see if we get to at least money management, which would guarantee a power of quitting. I'm in this trade. Got to break through support there at the 25 level. Notice the quarter century number putting up the fight. Nothing unusual about that. Everything held up at 25. Look at it trying to break through. It just takes a little time and energy. That's a psychological number. It could stop the short trade in its tracks. You should be able to see a possible green trade again. Might set up long. Let's hope it doesn't. Looks like it would be rather small too. So far still short, and it can't get through the 25 level yet. If it capitulates through, it could fall through with energy. So that's what we want. There it is at 25. Well, 24. We need follow through. Got to 23. Let's see if we can follow through lower. Now it's testing 25 from below. Notice the high of that bar. Uh-oh. Nothing but choppy. And after a trending move, it's consolidating, maybe finding support at that 50 moving average. It's got to come down and test that. So maybe we resume the uptrend. Nothing we can do but just kind of hang on and see what happens. Be ready to go. And there is a purple trade, and that's at 41. Tough place to get long, but that is the long. 41. It's going to have to make a new high of the day to get there. That's an adjusted entry. And the stop, it did hit 41, but I didn't get my order placed yet, so I'm still not filled. Back now, boy, that's tough, right beneath the high of the day there. So I'm still short. I don't know how you guys did with that one. Maybe I get lucky. And now a new short. So I'm going to cancel that stop and reverse. And getting the money management, for me anyway. So, if you did stop to purple, you should be in the green trade. I'm still in the white trade. Price action's pretty awful here. Let's see if we can break through. All right, so if you're in the green trade, You're targeting 09. I'm still in the white trade. Since my white trade hit money management, this would be my last trade. 2 break-even trades, for me anyway. So I'm just hoping that pushes lower here. Make it a good one. I mean, really, it looks like an action move down and a reaction into the lines could set up a nice big action move down if it starts, if the sellers can just take over. It capitulates through. You can see the action move down, the reaction into the lines. Got to get through support here and make new lows. You don't have money management yet in the green trade. There it goes, starting to push through. You can see the stop on the green trade now at 12. My stop's got to go to 17, or not 17, 21. So the green trade hit money management. It's at 21, the stop. That's also the stop if you're in the white trade still. And looking for the follow through, but it's having a hard time getting lower. Hopefully that stop keeps us in. And
Order
it didn't,
filled.
unfortunately, stopping out. So I'm flat. I'm flat. That's power of quitting for me. It actually worked out fairly decent. Unable to get to the full target 2. And on the nice size on the white trade, 9 ticks per position. But that's all she wrote for me. If you guys are still in this, let me know. The green trade also stopping out. So if you were real fast on the trigger on the purple trade, then clearly it did hit 41, and then you would have had to get short. And you're probably still trying to get to positive now, and you might need another trade. No trades on the 610 yet. Okay. Unleaded gas futures with Spotlight. Remember I told you that's a 75% winner at the least, and it was a one and done winner. Really nice trade. We'll look at that in a moment. That is a new short. So if you're still trying to get positive on this, if you traded it correctly and you were fast and what have you, that's the next trade. You should be in it to win it. 07 going to 88 and stops at 26. It's always tough when you get a stop and reversal like this purple trade, a couple ticks below the high of the day. I mean, your choices are ignore it and stay with the original white trade, and it is what it is. But if it did break through and make new highs, it could have been a really big mover. So there's really no way to know. And adjusting above the high of the day, you might as well not take the trade either, because you're just already killing your risk reward ratios. Then you really need a big move to make it worth it. A lot of backfilling going on and really hard to maintain a sustained move. And even though it was kind of choppy, you can see how the action moved down, right? And the setup, the reaction into the line made for another action move down, which kind of mirrored the first action move, even though it wasn't terribly smooth because it wasn't done testing up here in that 50 moving average. But ultimately, action, reaction, subsequent action. So not your typical session, pretty tricky trading here, and it's still going maybe for some of you. The short trade, trying to get to money management. Maybe if this trade wins, hopefully you guys get to power of quitting. Money management is at 67.95. Hasn't been able to get there yet. This is the first day of the June contract, so I'm not sure if that has anything to do with this erratic behavior, but we need to get in the habit of looking at that unleaded gas chart with Spotlight. It's just hard to do because this crude oil chart requires so much attention to detail, and chart trading might be a lot easier than trying to deal with the active trader of think or swim. But trading that unleaded gas result of the crude oil inventory report, it appears to me to be a much more profitable trade plan. So let me know where you're at. Is anyone still in this? Is everyone flat? Are we done? Where are we at with this? We've got a long now on the white trade, on the possible stop and reverse at 18 if you're in that green trade still. Jeremy's done. Break even. Okay, Brock, it happens. Spotlight, okay. I mean, if nobody is in this now, I'm going to stop following it. I got positive, so my whole thing's finished. but I don't want to leave any of you guys hanging. So just let me know where you're at. You don't want to take too many trades either. One and done with 10 ticks, flat and done from the original white trade. Same with me. Good. You probably didn't like stopping and reversing into the high of the day, huh, Bill? Or you got your order placed. I mean, it did stab up. You know, when it stabbed up to 41, you literally had like a few seconds and then it was down again. And most people can't place their trades on a stop and reverse in just a few seconds. So the good news is it happened fast before we could place the trade. And remember, if it's not tradable, you just proceed. Yeah, it was too fast, and that's often a good thing, right? Reality is reality. If you're really fast on the trigger, yeah, it was tradable, Dirk. It was. You could have hit the reverse button. You could have quickly. I mean, the thing is, with a stop and reverse, you have to move your stop. So you got to move your stop down and then place another order to go long. And if you're really on your toes, if it already touched, so this bar closes at 10:36 and 25 seconds. The green bar closes 5 seconds later, basically. In 5 seconds, you had to place your trade, and then it comes down. But once you've got that 41 level established, you want to really, now you want to put your trade at 42, because the price action is showing you possible resistance at 41. And once you see that, you make another adjustment to get above it. So there's actually a technical reason to not get in that trade anyway, unless you're just like, you know, placing your trade at lightning fast. Like, for example, automation. Automation, you would have been in that no matter what. Yeah, Ninja's different. The quotes are different, the charts are different. So I'm not saying that you're going to end up with the same results as we are with TradeStation. You have to trade your charts. But I mean, 5 seconds was that entire bar, so it probably only poked up and down. I mean, I don't know where that happened within the 5 seconds. I'm guessing near the end of the 5 seconds. Also, if you're in the original green trade here, you did not stop and reverse. You should still be short because it never got to our adjusted entry of 18 yet. Now it's got to get through support again down here. It hasn't been able to, but that stop and reversal should be canceled now that that purple trade would have triggered in. But really, this green trade is still the one. So it's a tricky session. Every single time we trade, it's always an adventure. It's always something new, a different look, a different feel. It's like infinite. But you just stay with your program. You stay with it. If you second guess it too much, you're going to hesitate, you're going to pause, you're going to overthink things. It's real simple little rules. If I miss an entry and the bar's already stabbed through it or touched it, I'm going to adjust one tick beyond and force the price action to prove it. I do it every time, if I can. Okay, so Dirk, does that mean you're still in this 233, or are we done with it? Should we wait for that green trade to finish? Tell me. It did break through support. It did hit the money management on the green trade. So now the stop should be 2 ticks above. Actually, the stop should be at 06, and now the stop should be at 68.02. And I think, yes, it just hit target 2 for a nice 19 tick winner.